my hair, my fringe is at that stage now where it's getting a bit long, and I really don't want to cut it because if I keep cutting it, obviously it's never going to grow out. But I'm kind of over it now, so I'm letting it grow out. But it's also getting in my face, so I'm having to kind of part in it. I remember one of my friends used to get bullied because she had a fringe and she used to part it like this, and people used to call her curtains. Kids are so weird. Anyway, so hey everybody, it is the last day of July and I have been doing absolutely terribly. I have read 2 books this month. Let's just not talk about that. But I decided today I'm gonna really try and dedicate the whole day to reading, and I'm gonna try and read the Flatshare. Now I already started this the other day and I read like the first chapter, the first couple of chapters, so I only read like the first kind of 10 pages or so. But yesterday I read about 100 pages and I've just read some more just now. There's 391 pages in this and I'm currently on page 140. So I have 200 pages to read. More than that, obviously. I'll just say I have 250. I have 250 pages to read. So I could potentially get this done. I'm hoping to get it done in time just before midnight so that at least I have another book that I've read. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. I've seen it floating around Bookstagram and the reviews have been pretty good for it. I was a little bit cautious. I'm a little bit unsure about whether or not it was going to be something that I enjoyed. I'm not really like I do like a good contemporary, but I also feel like I was worried about the romance aspect. I don't know. I don't think it's classed as a love story. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. But I was a little bit cautious if it's going to end up just being like a romance, because I'm not a big romance fan, as you very well know. So far so good. I am enjoying it. I can see how it works. The whole idea is that there's two characters, Leon and Tiffy, and they both live in the same flat. Tiffy is just... my bookmark just fell out. Basically what it is that Leon has put up an ad for a flatmate to come and live with him in his flat. Tiffy is struggling. She needs to find somewhere to live that's reasonable price, so she decides to go for it. The only thing is that it's like a 1-bedroomed flat, but Leon works night shifts at a hospice, so he's only in the flat from like 9 o'clock till 6 o'clock. So he says it would be perfect for someone with like a 9 to 5 job, because he'll be in the flat while they're at work, and every time she's in the flat she'll have the whole place to herself. So I was a little bit cautious to begin with how that was actually going to work, but I can see how the author's done it, how it does actually, it works. It does work. But the only thing I will say that's been kind of getting me a little bit is just the characters and the way that they talk. Like, it's one of those examples of like people in real life don't really go on this way. Like, characters have just met each other and they're basically telling each other their life story, and I'm like, that does not happen in real life. That just, I hate that. But like, she was speaking on the phone to his brother who's in prison, and the brother basically just launched into his entire life story in the space of like 10 seconds of them just speaking to each other for the first time, and I was like, what? That's some of the things so far that's really kind of getting on my nerves. Not getting my nerves, but it's something that I don't really like in books. Obviously it's just to advance the story forward, but you know, now I need to find my place again. And I'm gonna just read and read all day and try and get this finished before midnight. Wish me luck. Just checking in with a little update. So I am about halfway into the book. I'm doing good. So far so good. It's okay. I'm still finding it like... I still sometimes find the way the characters talk to each other a little bit cringy, but I do sometimes struggle with dialogue. I think I just find when characters are a little bit too... It's like they talk so much and you can't help but feel like in real life people really don't go on that way. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just living a sheltered life. So yeah, so I'm halfway into it. I think I could possibly get this done. So I just went for a little walk with my mom and then we came back and we had some tea and some cupcakes. So now I'm just gonna go and have a shower because I'm actually going out tonight with my dad. We're going to a quiz, a pub quiz. It's gonna be my first time in a pub since March, the beginning of March. That was the last time I was in a pub. It was right at the beginning of March because then like lockdown happened and the pubs have been open for a few weeks now, but I've just never felt comfortable to go to them. So I've been a little bit cautious, to be perfectly honest, just because I think I'm that worried of like picking something up and then bringing it back to my family. So I've never really bothered. A few of my friends have already went out and I've just never bothered because I feel like, also as well, I think all the kind of social distancing and that, and I feel like can drunk people really social distance? I know I probably would not be able to. It would just, the last time I got drunk I met up with my friends one day and we had a few drinks outside and like the moment like you just kind of peaked and got drunk, it was like you completely forgot about like the coronavirus and I just felt we were not really social distancing by the end of it. So for that reason alone I'm very wary of going to the pub because I feel like people don't really social distance and also only so many people are allowed in. They're really tiny where I live. They are so small. You could not fit about like 30 people in them on a good night. And I feel like I can't help but feel like normally when we used to go out, if you went into a place and there was only like 10 people, you would leave because it was dead and you wouldn't stay. So I feel like, well, what's the point now in going out and spending money for the sake of it? I'd much rather, I've turned into such an introvert, I would much rather just stay at home now the weekends and watch a movie with my parents and have a few drinks in the house. But that's just me. So I'm going out tonight for the first time. It's going to be a socially distanced pub quiz. I'm going with my dad. I think it starts at 8 o'clock, it could be 8:30, so I'm not sure. But I'm just going to go and have a shower just now, just to freshen up, and then I'm going to have my dinner and then get ready to go out. So I'm going to have to try and do some reading in between. I think I have about 200 pages to go, a little bit less than 200 pages. I think I'm halfway into it. So I'm fairly confident. I mean, I could read a lot when I come in tonight. And I'm going to try and do some more reading this afternoon, but I'm going to go for a quick shower first, freshen up. Look at these roots, by the way. I'm going to have to do something with these at some point because that is just... I'm going to have to do something about that at some point. I'm going to have to get some dye or something. It's just... I'm over it. I'm so over it. But yeah, so... Also as well, like, is anybody else as obsessed with folklore as I am? Because I'm just listening to it all the time. It's such a beautiful album. It's such a beautiful album. I am in love with it so much. I can't even decide what my favourite songs are. Probably Exile, and I quite like This Is Me Trying as well. They're all quite similar, but yet they're also all different. I absolutely love it. It's like the first album I've bought in so long because I don't normally buy albums. I normally like listen to a few songs and then buy the songs individually that I like because I'm one of those people that still buys like music off iTunes. I don't actually have like a subscription to any of these like music sites, so I'd occasionally like just buy individual songs to have on my phone. But this is the first time I've actually bought like a whole album in so long because I just loved every single song on there and just listened to them all on repeat. I just love it so much. It's so beautiful. Good old Taylor Swift coming through for us in 2020 because Lord knows we needed it. We needed this album. I tell you, it has just been a weird, awful year so far, and we're already about to embark on the 8th month. hair of mine is getting ridiculous. I can't see. Anyway, I just wanted to, this looks weird, I just wanted to hop on here to say I'm on page 227, right? And Leon is I don't want to spoil this book actually, but they've officially met. They've officially now met each other, and they were having a date and stuff happened. Leon is currently reading Twilight. He makes a remark that I was like, oh my god, that's exactly what I said when I first read this book. And he says, "This Bella Swan is a very popular lady, for one who declares herself to be so unattractive. Seems every single man in the book who isn't her father is in love with her." That's exactly what I said when I read it, because it's so true. She had so many people. I love that. I just love that. That is exactly what I said when I was reading it. I'm doing pretty good. I have this to go. I'm doing pretty well. I'm getting there. I'm not doing very well with my hair though. I'm gonna have to straighten it. Look at all the different colours. I don't like it. Good grief. Quick, my boy, run to the pub. I do love rain sounds actually. It's very relaxing. So we're currently in the middle of a power cut. My dad heard a few rumbles with thunder, and the next thing the power just went off, and we're still waiting for it to come back on, so great.
But not her favourite TV programme. The Curry Club with 77.
Okay, so I'm a little bit drunk. Just a little bit. I'm a little bit drunk. I got drunk at a quiz. Yeah. So I was hoping that I would go home and finish reading the Flatshare tonight, but I don't know if that's gonna happen because I don't like to read when I'm tipsy / drunk, and I'm a little bit drunk right now, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to read it when I wake up in the morning, and that'll be after midnight. Oh. It's kind of misty outside. It's a little bit misty outside. I'm gonna have to read in the morning, I guess. Unless I read when I go in. But I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's currently a new day, and guess what? I didn't finish the Flatshare. Oops. I ended up really busy last night at the quiz. I didn't finish it. Now I've got a confession, ha 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 ha. When I was young I wanted attention, ha ha ha. Promise myself that I'd do anything, anything for you to notice me. I don't know the words where I was singing. Okay, so it is actually the 1st of August, which is oopsie daisy. But let's just pretend it's still July. But I finally finished reading the Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. I really wanted to get it finished yesterday, but because I went to a quiz last night with my dad and we got home at like after midnight, and I did actually read a little bit last night when I came in, even though I was drunk, but I was like, I was okay. I was okay. I was able to read a few chapters. But I carried on with it today and I have now finished it. Now I may do a review on this book because I have a few thoughts. I feel like I can't decide what I want to give it, if I want to give it a 3 out of 5 or if I want to give it a 4. Because to be honest, if I give a book 3 stars, I'm not saying it's a bad book. I feel like it's just average, you know, that's a nice little in between. It was okay. It wasn't rubbish, but it wasn't exactly outstanding. I very rarely give 5 stars for books, only really for books that maybe I absolutely love and I'm rereading them. So 4 star I feel like is my kind of best rating to possibly give something that I'm just reading for the first time and I'm not already aware of. So I might give this a 3, maybe 3.5. I want to be generous. I don't know if I want to quite give it a 4 because I'll be perfectly honest, I think the hype definitely got to me and I definitely formed an image in my head of how I thought this book was going to pan out, and that didn't happen. They basically met each other. Like, I thought the whole premise of this book was that the characters don't meet each other for a good while. Personally, I was hoping they wouldn't actually meet each other till like maybe the very end. I thought that would have been quite nice. I thought maybe if just things kept happening, but they met each other actually fairly quickly. And as for like the obsessive ex-boyfriend, yeah, he was definitely a bit of a creep and he was definitely stalking her. I guess I've just read far too many thrillers and fast-paced mystery type novels that I was just expecting things to blow up a lot more than they actually did in the end. I was waiting for like those gut-wrenching moments where dramatic stuff was happening. He just banged on the door like a few times and then the police arrested him and that was it. She got a restraining order. Happy days, that's it over with. But no, it was a pretty good book, so I will include this in my July reads, even though I didn't actually finish it in July. This is the 1st of August, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. If I say I read it in July, I read it in July. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully at some point I'll actually crack down and do, because I have so many reviews that I want to do that I just haven't got around to yet, and hopefully I'll get it done soon. So yeah, thank you for watching this little reading vlog, and I shall see you in my next video, whatever that may be. Bye!